この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Yorimoi, Soriyori Motoi Basho, episode 11. We are in the final stretch now. 11, 12, 13. That's all we've got left. 3 weeks. Jeez. Feels like just last week we were starting off the show and not knowing what we were getting into and stuff. But I guess I should probably save that part of the discussion for the end episode 13 stuff. Also, sorry for knocking my desk. Whoops. Let's talk about last week's episode. Last week, we watched episode 10, of course, and in episode 10, we had a very, very wonderful, extremely fun, excruciatingly, brutally wholesome episode, focused heavily around Shiraishi, and the nature of friendship, and the meaning of friendship, and sort of how you define it, and how you work around it, and yeah. It turned out to be pretty perfect, because she's our character who has like the least real world experience with having real friends, genuine friends. So of course she's a little bit like unsure of herself and doubting what's happening with this group of wonderful people and like, do I deserve this and all that jazz. But she wants to get it down in writing, get a signed contract, legally binding in triplicate to ensure that they stay friends till the end. And nobody else takes that super well because they're like, you don't need a contract, dude. We're friends. This is how this works. We're chill. It's all good. We're not gonna just like fall apart because we're not. But yeah, it was pretty perfect, pretty wonderful angle. But all of that was like the main meat of the episode, and then the rest of the stuff was just the most wonderful, delicious cotton candy fluff that I've ever experienced, with the arrival via helicopter, the discovery of penguins, the drooling over penguins, much more important, just all sorts of things. But we started settling into Showa Station, started getting some of the work, the years of like neglect done to make Showa Station actually a livable place for a little bit. And yeah, just kind of hanging out around and then dealing with the personal issue with Yuzu by eventually convincing her that friends are a real thing and you don't need to make those pouty faces, although I would appreciate more of those pouty faces because they're fucking cute. Yeah, we're real friends and we really care about you, and also we're gonna make you a little baby birthday cake that says our friend Yuzu on it and let you blow out the candle, and then that just results in all of the anime tears, and it's just wonderful. Okay, and then we got a stinger. We got a little thingamajiggy at the end. Kaido is putting up a sheet, like a schedule sheet, and on that sheet were a couple of things that weren't super interesting, and then one thing that was super duper interesting, because it was messages from Japan to the crew, and some of the like subheadings made sense under this, and some of them did not. Messages from family and friends to Kimari? Sure, that makes perfect sense. Random messages from random people to the crew? Sure, that makes sense. I assume we'll probably get some kind of communication with Megu and some kind of communication with little sister and mom and stuff and maybe dad. But there was another thing up on there, and that was friends of Hinata's from her old school, which she left because there were problems with her friends. And we're going to put friends in big ol' air quotes until we have more information, because I do not get the friends vibe from Hinata's past. I get the, y'all fucked with me and now y'all are trying to get, like, attention or something because I'm special now, you fuckers. That's the kind of vibe that I get. Now, maybe that's a little bit too judgmental going in. Maybe it won't even be the focus of the episode, but I have a feeling that it's going to be the focus of the episode, and I have a feeling that they're going to be fuckboys and fuckgirls, and we're going to hate them, and it's going to be glorious to hate them, and hopefully we get to tell them off a little bit and be like, yeah, fuck all y'all, we got real friends, what's up? Which is also kind of a nice thematic tie-in to the stuff that happened in the previous episode, and another reaffirmation of like, this is what real friends are, this is not. So hopefully we get an example of that, and like a nice side-by-side comparison of Hinata's friends and Hinata's friends, the ones that we really know are real. We'll see. In any case, we're at Showa Station. It's cold. We'll see what happens in terms of, like, talking about Takako's stuff. Seems like a kind of thing that we might push off until episodes 12 and 13, but we had some important things happen in episode 10. I'm sorry, we had some important things happen in episode 9 and then didn't really address them in episode 10, so it's just kind of building up in the background, and I'm kind of expecting that we'll get a couple other hints of, like, on the same level of, like, Gin staring off into the distance with the implication that she's staring off to wherever she thinks Takako was last, or like a stinger ending shot of like a grave site or something. I expect that will be building up in the background, but I think the episode's focus will be now and here and now. But we'll have to find out. Okay, let's fucking watch this episode of Sorayori. I'm talking for way too long. Let's get into it. I've got episode 11 of Sorayori Motoi Basho up and ready to go. It is sitting at 0 seconds. There will be 2 versions of this reaction. You can find a picture-in-picture version with the video up there, linked in the description, and a timer-based version up on YouTube. If you would like to do a syncy thing and sync up your own copy of this episode with the timer-based version, you are welcome to do so. Just get your copy ready because the beep beep timer to count you down will be coming at you now. All right, we're back into a new blizzard. Are they under there? Oh, we're playing a game. I have a turtle and a hamster. Is this a skit? Can't help it, can you? Yeah. Oh, hi. Oh. Oh no. So what did she do? Did she fall asleep with her goggles on outside? We're working on it. Ah. Yeah. Friends of mine, you say? What friends? Watashi no? Oh boy. Oh, what a problem. Too bad I have to get out of here and leave and get away from this not awkward situation. Okay. Cool. Well, that's the setup. That is okay. What we don't know yet is what their motivations are. And there's a possibility, however slim, that maybe they mean well and that they don't have ulterior motives and that they actually haven't heard from her in a long time. They happen to notice her name being on the thing and happen to be like, oh shit, we did wrong by her at one point. We should reach out. We'll see. Oh my gosh, she's got the mark on her in the OP. Ah, I never noticed. Will it be there for the rest of the show? Or just for this episode? It better be a running gag, though. Oh, pounding mochi. Bang that drum. Okay. That was pretty cool. So, what is arriving? It is from America, right? Just assuming, given the, colors. Hello, box. Drumlan? Yeah, that whatever's in that box is not something for observatory building. And we're centering it in frame. Is that where we're trying to build it? As a memorial, kind of? Yeah, but it's awkward for her. Here we go, dodging issues again. We've seen this before. Yep, zappity zap. Hey, it looks like Shirase is the one who's picking up on it this time. That's good, because they had the conversations earlier and connected. Yeah. Oh. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah. Sometimes you just gotta flail around and throw a tantrum. Cathartic. Now pull it together. Yeah, but what do you do with that information? Hi, saw you throwing a horrifying tantrum. Oh no. You're stuck. Master of deflection. Wow. Oh. Down to water? Oh, okay. Jumping from now to then. Okay. Oh no. That's the crying girl? Oh. 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 Oh, poor thing. 2 years and he gave her a garnet? I guess if she's a geologist, that makes sense. Yeah, that's evil. Eh? Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Wow, that's fun. What they've done with the layers there. I want to see that again. Hmm. The Queen of Deflection. Well, that didn't work. Let's try again. Okay. Yeah, that would be so annoying. And Mahjong is not a simple. Oh, we are deleting our contacts. Yeah, Mahjong is so fucking weird and complicated. That is a game that I have just given up on understanding. Despite loving Akagi to hell and back, I love Akagi. Oh, is that? Wait. Oh, they are continuing to push. Come on, Shirase, you can figure this out. Get new mail. Oh, dude. All I'm doing is hitting F5. Oh, no. Okay, yeah, track team. Starts putting it together. Sup. What are y'all up to? And why did it have that impact? Is it worth prying? Is it worth potentially screwing with somebody's privacy to find out what's going on and to help a friend? We're sorry for leaving you all alone. Awkward. Are you doing what I think you're doing? Yes, you are. Did she hide it? Okay, she didn't. Yeah, that's kind of fucked. But we understand her reason for doing so, and like she tried so many times to like get through to her in person. She had to. She had to. Yeah. And we just wanted to help you, but now it seems like a breach of trust. Which it is, but for the right reason. But is that okay? I'm sure it'll be okay, but it'll cause a wedge for now. Now, what will sew them back together? Fair enough. Tell us. And school, right? Big truck. Oh, she was fastest as a... So she was chosen over third years. Yeah. And that's the conversation that we didn't get to hear. Yeah. Yep. Yep, that sounds like people. Aw, she's just the best. God damn it. Yeah. Huh? What? Oh. Because you wanted to do something for yourself. Okay. Okay. Hey. Wow. Completely. Not just an escape, but an escape. Kampu! This place? Yeah. It's like being on Mars. Oh, of course it is. Fresh glacier water is nutty. Had some in Alaska. Wow. Whew. Yeah. Yeah. You have not lived until you have ice climbed a glacier with a group of people and then drank the water that's like pooling in rivulets at the top of the glacier. So cold, so crisp, so fresh. Mm. Oh, it's pretty dope. Okay, sure, yeah. With a frosting of ice. Did she? Did she now? Huh. Huh. What are you staring at, Hinata? Fuck, that is cool. What is this a marking spot for? Oh. Oh. This is just the norm. Hmm. Kampu kampu. It's a nice big tent. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. I'm sure it's just getting water. Definitely not having a specific conversation about something. Just hold it. Yeah, thank you, Shiraishi. Being perceptive. Oh, yes, the weather out here. It's so cold. Mm-hmm. Hire a hitman. Yeah, hire a hitman. Just a sniper. It's easy. Sorry. True. That thing's gonna float away, isn't it? Mm. Mm. Oh, oh, we get back to that again. Oh, the one little word. Oh. Yeah, a little forehead flick. Choose your soba. Oh. Oh, they're here. What's gonna happen? Eh. Eh. Then don't do it. then don't do it. Fuck them. Uh-huh. A little bit, but that's alright. Sometimes it's really cathartic to be a little bit petty. Uh. 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 But she's actually just moved on. She just doesn't give a fuck about you. Oh boy, we're about to get a Fountainhead line. She doesn't even think of you. Oh, Kimura's gonna jump in and finish! Fuck yeah! Psycho! Fuck yes! She's trying to reel them in and they're just accelerating. It is, and she knows now. Oh! Yeah. Yeah. Live with your guilt, you fuckers. She's moved on. You don't get to. Snaps all around. Yes, absolutely. Can't stop snapping. And now she gets the big goober tears. Perfect. Whoa! Hell yeah. Alright, we're going to that location. What is in that box? What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? Nee. No way. Did she actually get a response? I think it'll be okay. Screw it. Let's go. Ah, perfect. Cut right at the moment. Oh, perfect. Oh, I like this one a lot. I like this one so much. I like this episode so much. This is a feel-good one. Man. Makes you just want to like look up your childhood bully and go fuck him up. Not that I have a childhood bully that I would look up, because I don't never have a childhood bully like that. But still, that feeling. Awesome. All right, little endy thingy. The book. Okay, so that was them ringing the gong that they made outside. Axion colors or Rixion, I don't know. And a place for then the universe, the book. And then as we pull away from it, we see all of their coats, right? Yeah. All of their coats and stuff and things. I think those are their 4 coats. No, they're not. You know what? No, they're not. In the red suitcase. The girls' rooms, the girls' rooms, the girls' rooms. Okay, there's the desk. There's no window in front of the desk. Oh, there is. Okay, that lamp is there with the blue things on the sides. The chair she's in is black. Okay, that lamp up there with the blue things on the sides, and then the chair that's black. Chair works. It's a different lamp. That's a different lamp. That's important. Okay. I think it's a different lamp. Here's why I think that matters. We see this room that's shrouded in darkness, and we hear the bells outside, so it's close to us. It's near our location. That jacket at the very front is one of the expedition member jackets, right? But this desk has a penguin on it, a mirror, no photos, nothing defining, but it has the book at the center. Takako's book. And it's got the sense that this room is dusty and untouched. And the only other person that we know of who has had that book or who cares about that book is Shirase herself. So if we confirm that this desk and the lamp on it is not the desk inside their room, then there is only one real answer, which is this is formerly Takako's room, and it has been left untouched since she was lost, and it's just been sitting this way, and that there's probably a layer of dust over everything. I think that's what we're meant to take from this, given the direction of the next episode, with them moving out toward that location and the blue box that they're going to set up. Okay. So this is a thing, definitely. Interesting. And the idea that there's a pen right next to the book makes me think that maybe she marked something. Maybe her, like, besides what she said over the radio, maybe her last words or last thoughts or a message to Shirase is inside that book, is inscribed in it. What if, though? What if that's one of our key moments, is Shirase finding the book and reading words written directly to her from her mother? That's a thought. That's an interesting thought. I like that thought. I'm not stuck on it, but I like that thought. Okay, let's talk about the episode as a whole. There's a lot going on in this one. From the woman in the background who's screaming for you and then apparently finally gets a response after like 2 years. Holy crap, that's awesome. To the pink shades that we get in this rose-tinted ending sequence once everything is kind of resolved, to the incredibly cathartic chewing out that Shirase delivers to the girls from Hinata's squad, to the moments where Hinata is like, whoa, maybe dial it back a little bit, and they just keep gung-hoing it forward, and all of them end up jumping in naturally and organically, with Shiraishi, turning her newfound knowledge about what friendship really means to bear, and being like, this is the friendship, yay! Wonderful. And the way that she does this is just excellent. Just like, you know what? Well, okay, there are 2 major things here. One of them is, you've been thinking that she cares. You've been thinking that you wounded her, that she's been dwelling on this and wallowing in self-pity and like sad about this whole situation, and you're holding on to that like, oh, we're so important that we caused so much pain to this person. But the truth is, She doesn't give a fuck about you anymore, and she doesn't need you. She's off doing awesome things. She's going to fucking Antarctica. What are y'all doing? Hmm? What are y'all up to? You're not going to Antarctica? Get fucked. What's up? And beyond that, you have to live with the fact that you were fucking assholes. You were the worst of people. And you have to live with that for the rest of your life. And you have to live with knowing that not only are you not going to be forgiven, but you don't even matter to the person that you think you wounded. Get fucked. Lovely. Lovely. I mentioned it during, but there's a very famous line from Ayn Rand's The Fountainhead, which, I mean, you can have your own gripes with Ayn Rand and her writing and stuff, but there's a line in The Fountainhead, don't think of you. And it's like core to the character of Rourke in the thing. And the line goes like this. So he's talking to somebody, someone with a bit of an ego, let's say, somebody powerful. The guy's name is Tohi, and he says, Mr. Rourke, we're alone here. Why don't you tell me what you think of me? In any words you wish. No one will hear us, right? An invitation to confide. And Rourke turns to him and says, but I don't think of you. I've always really liked that line. And again, I have my own gripes with Ayn Rand's philosophies and her writing, but I've always loved that line and that interaction because it's such a perfect, concise encapsulation of confidence, of not even narcissism, although the character is quite narcissistic, but of just quiet confidence. Just, I don't think of you. You don't matter. You're irrelevant. And it's brutal, and it's harsh, and it's cold. But it's also, like, the best answer when somebody thinks that like, they have power over you. Or thinks that they matter to you and they can use that as a weapon. Just tell them you don't care. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. And that's kind of the vibe that she gives off with this statement here. And it's wonderful. It is truly wonderful. So that's the resolution to the conflict. Let's talk about how we actually built up the conflict itself, because I think that was really cool too. So we get it at the very beginning. They appear, and she immediately starts to deflect. And we coined the title for her, Queen of Deflection, in this episode. She immediately freaks out, starts doing a thing, hiding her face from us the whole time, which is perfect. And, hey, Hinata, wait, what? What is going on? But she's like, I'm cramping. Oh, no, I've got to get away from here. All right. It's pretty obvious, but in this case, Shirase is the only one who really picks up on it. Now, we wouldn't expect Kimari to, but we would kind of expect Shiraishi to. But this is development and growth of relationships and specific one-on-one relationships between characters amongst our group, right? Shirase and Hinata had a moment in Singapore, right? They had this period where they actually got to communicate face to face, person to person, eye to eye, and really understand a portion of each other. Specifically, Shirase understanding Hinata, right? Now they enter into a similar situation. Something has happened. Hinata's trying to run away from it, trying to deflect, and Shirase picks up on it, and she's the one to go and try and confront her. Now, she's not very good at the confrontation thing, granted, but she's fucking trying. And yes, her trying leads to some not so great results, but her motivations and her reasoning was perfectly clear, perfectly good, no problem. All right, and then there's this scene which sets up the box. We have an immense amount of emphasis for this thing that we don't know what it is. That's big, and that's mysterious, and that's important because it's mysterious, and there's a lot of emphasis on it. How much time do we spend on this scene? So this card ends here, 3:03 on the timer, and we end this sequence with the fully 2D, I believe, once it gets close at least. That's probably 3D. But then that I'm not sure. Again, not sure. Plane arrives. Box. Box, 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 box. Box, 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 box. Right up until there. That entire scene is dedicated to introducing us to the box and putting it next to the last known location of Takako. That's what that whole scene does, right? Box arrives, characters talk about the box, It's a thing that they need for reasons that we don't understand. They're going to take it seemingly to the location that is dangerous where Takako is lost, and the box just sits ominously in frame for every scene that it's in. It's just there. But noticeably there, right? We're noticeably changing the framing of the scene in order to include it. We spend a full minute of our 24-minute episode on that box, just there. And there are multiple other scenes that have the box in it as well. What's in the box? What's in the box? I don't know. Okay, well, we talked a little bit about the catharsis of chewing the others out. Let's talk about the catharsis of screaming and kicking at stuff for a little bit, because hot diggity dog, that's some real stuff. So, Shirase goes after her, discovers that she is not in the toilet, she is outside, and she is fucking livid. She is mad, and it's feudal bullshit mad. It's just, grrr. She's just letting it out, and it sucks. Ugh. And for maybe, like, the first time, we really see a chink in Hinata's armor. More than we did before. Before, with the lying and trying to hide that she had lost the passport, she still had this sense of everything's under control, right? This sense of, I've got this. Here she loses it. Goes out of control and knows it. And she's, like, this expression on her face, this isn't relief or catharsis. This is swallowing it, you know? This is just taking it and being like, this is impotent rage. There's nothing I can do about it. Punching and kicking the snow doesn't help. Ugh! And then buckling it back down and trying to put on her brave face to go back to the girls. Because that's who she wants to be. But this is affecting her and fucking with her and preventing her from doing that. And what we see through Shirase's eyes is this. How quickly she's able to put that face back on. Grinning and happy and joyous and exuberant. But it's fake, and she's the only one who knows it. About before, but that's not what she meant. And that's the first time she's blown off. Then we get the second time. After some funny stuff with you, and then the view, which is really cool, and I do want to see again, and I did write down a timestamp for this portion, because I'm intrigued. Layers. Okay, so let's try and count layers. Hello? DLC? Thank you. All right, there's a fine white layer in the background. You can see there's a little white dot right here, which will probably go away once I've re-encoded. But there are these really fine cirrus clouds in the deep background that are moving. And they're moving horizontally. Then there's the layer, the main layer, which appears to be these like yellowish whitey things and the big dark clouds, right? That's one layer. Okay. And then there's this dark layer in the background behind that, and that's moving horizontally, kind of. So there are 3 or 4. And then there's this white layer over the front, over the top. 5. A layer of these angel rays on top of everything. 6. So 6 or 7, plus the actual blank background. Yeah, 6 or 7 layers. And then what's going on is that the layers aren't moving in a direction completely. They're mapped to a curve, I think. And the curve is curving away from us, right? So if you're looking at the screen that's up here, right? The curve is curving this way. I think you can see my hand, given where it is. The curve is curving this way, right? So the clouds are moving down and then away. See that? Gives it this depth and weirdness to the flow. It's really cool. Super neat. Okay. We attempt to confront. It's hard to put on frozen lip balm, yada yada, and she just deflects again. So, of course, this leads to yeah, we talk about mahjong and stuff. Of course, this leads to Shirsei being pissed off about this shit as Hinata's trying to block stuff, continuing to block stuff. Again, this lady, oh, poor thing. Poor thing. And she sits down, and she starts to read it, and at that moment, Hinata comes in, and oh, she mad. Oh, she mad. But the cat's out of the bag. So, yes, it's a breach of privacy and a breach of trust, and it sucks, but we understand, right? She tried legitimate channels repeatedly, was met with deflection each time. She doesn't have, like, she sometimes has the stones to stand up to something like that, like she does at the end of this episode, but it takes enough to really push her over the edge. But we can see that this really matters to her as the tears well up in her eyes, and she's like, fuck, I'm not trying to betray you, I'm trying to help. I just want to, I love you and I care about you. But yeah, she saw you outside. And so we get the explanation. The fastest runners should go versus the third years should go. And so, this is strange though. One group pushes her to run instead of the third years, but then when she's actually chosen for the meet, and she stands up joyfully to accept it, expecting that everybody else has her back, that they're winning as a team, she's on the outs. And then those same girls are talking about, like, oh, how awful of her to be taking away the last chance for the third years. Nothing mattered to me, but it does matter. It's part of it. And she embraces this side of herself, but that's without resolving it, which sucks. Landscapes. There are some great ones in this episode. I think that's all I have to say about it. I really don't think I need to go through and be like, this is pretty too. Also, this is pretty. There are a lot of them. They're really cool. It is like an alien world. It's like being on Mars. It's fucking awesome. Also, freshly melted glacier water is the shit. I mentioned it during the reaction, but I spent, what was it? Was it like 3 weeks? I think it was like 3 weeks. Doing this trip in Alaska and Canada, where we were backpacking for like a week and a half. We were kayaking for like 4 days, I think, and then camping on islands. And we went ice climbing for like 3 days. And the ice climbing part was really cool. But we went to a couple of different glacier sites, and one of them, it was just a gorgeous day. Big fucking glacier. It was middle of summer, so it was kind of melty a little bit. Like, parts of it were getting slushy, and parts of it were actually melted. And just on the top of this perfect, like, sheet of ice and snow, and sometimes slush and stuff, there would be these little, almost like potholes in a road, little divots where the sun shone in strong enough or something else happened. And there would be just melted, clear, perfect water in a little puddle surrounded by ice, just like a degree above freezing, just barely, because it's just sitting on ice. And it was the most perfect crystal clear water in the world. I've never had anything like it. It was amazing. It was also really nice that we didn't have to like throw iodine into the water and do that whole shtick, because that stuff tastes blech. I don't like the taste of iodine. Don't like it much at all. Also, I get mild allergic reactions to it, which sucks. It's a familial genetic allergy, but a mild one, not a deadly one, so whatever. Okay, we keep the running gag of her having the goggle marks, which is hilarious, a couple of times. It definitely did get me a couple of times, which I didn't really expect. And we do some camping stuff, we talk some stuff out, and eventually we chew out them bitches. Fuck yes. And we get even get an approving smile from Gin, who's like, yeah, nicely done. And then, of course, there's the buildup in the background of other things. So what's in the box? I don't know what's in the box. It came from Dromlan. I'm gonna look up Dromlan. Let's do that. I'm gonna assume it's Department of something. Dromlan. No. Drawing Mod Land-Air Network Project. Coordinated project between 11 countries with bases in Queen Maud Land, which is massive territory claimed by Norway. Cool. Oh. Norway flag. Oh, the plane wasn't American. It wasn't an American plane. It was a Norwegian plane. It just happens to have the same colors, but that's Norwegian. Cool. Okay, so that's why they get it from Drumlin. And it is a coordinated project for blah, 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 blah. Coordinated logistics service to reduce costs. Feeder services are operated by 2 Basler BT-67s. Is that the plane we just saw? It is the plane we just saw. It absolutely is, 100%. Cool, we found it. That's nice. They've got a bunch of other aircraft. Cool, but nothing about what they would be delivering. They just run a bunch of these logistics services and the important planes all around the place. So no clue what they would actually have delivered inside that box that would be important. I mean, it seems like it's a part of their setup for the observatory that they want to set up. And it seems like they're trying to set up the observatory in the location where Takako was lost, maybe as a memorial to her, like completing her wishes in that location. But I don't see how a little blue box is going to help you set up an observatory. I was trying to think of, like, is there an object that could be like a keystone, the first thing that you put down? I don't know. The only thing I can think of would be like a grave marker that would be that serious and that closely associated with that location. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of, which is kind of sad. Kind of scary to think of. Yikes. Okay. Yeah, drilling down with steam. Lots of cool things. Cool tech, cool moments, and then just the most wholesome moments. Oh, you know what? Wait. Do we ever cut back to them? We don't, do we? Hold on. Hold on. All right, so we show them here at the beginning. They're there, right? Do you want to forgive them? Right. So we show them before we talk. Piss off. Yeah, I'm kind of petty, right? Yeah. A little bit. Show them. Yeah, before we start, may I say one thing? We show the screen fuzzy there. We show that their attention changes. And we never show the screen again, do we? No. When we show that same angle, Kimari's blocking it. All of our shots are on this side of the screen. All of them. Here's why that's important. What was the important part of what Shirase said? You don't matter, right? Kind of. Partly. What does the visual language of this sequence tell us? It tells us that they don't matter. How they react to what we're saying does not matter in the slightest. Their response does not matter. Their facial expressions do not matter. None of it matters. What matters? Shirase, Kimari, Shiraishi, and Hinata. Our girls, and that's it. And the team behind them, with Gin and the rest. But mostly, most of the sequence, once she really gets on her roll, once Shirase gets on her roll, close up, sort of obscured shot, close up, they're all close-ups of all of our girls. What matters? Our girls and how they feel about each other. What doesn't matter? What's going on the screen and those bitches. Fuck yeah. Good stuff. What's in the box? I don't know. Okay. I think this was a great episode. I think it was a perfect lead-in from the previous episode into this one, given the focus on friendship and the nature thereof. This had a really great mix of anger and catharsis and sad and so good. And so good. Such a wonderful little chewing out. Fuck yeah, I give him what for, Shirise. I love it. Love it. It's also kind of nice that for one of the first times she was being broadcast and being recorded on camera and didn't stutter or stumble or freak out or get nervous. She got mad. She was mad, and that overrode all that stuff, so she just went for it. Fuck yeah. Everybody's growing. Character dynamics are awesome. This is good stuff. And then there's this. I'm going to guess that this is Takako's room. I don't know what's in the box. I'm going to guess that there's something important written in that version, that copy of A Place Further. But I don't know what. Okay, 2 episodes left. That's where we'll leave off. I've been Teeaboo. This has been Yorimoi Toibasho, episode 11. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and I hope to catch you next week for episode 12. Peace.